Institute of Business Studies welcome you all in this national webinar on role of women empowerment in community development, organized by Women Grievance Cell of Sir Choti Ram Institute of Engineering and Technology. We have auspicious presence of many dignitaries to shower their blessings on us. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, CCS University, Professor Sangeeta Shukla Madam is with us as patron. We welcome you, ma'am. We also welcome Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Y. Bimla ma'am, to bless us with her graceful thoughts. Our director, sir, Professor Neeraj Singhal, sir, who nourish this idea and support us to finalize this event. We welcome you, sir. We have Dr. Swati Agrawal with us as the keynote speaker today. We welcome you, ma'am, for your graceful presence. We also welcome the convener and the member of Women's Cell and our faculty members of different departments. And the most important, our students who are the strength of the institution, who are creative, who are enthusiastic, who are dynamic and ever learning. We welcome you all beautiful girls. You are the representative of many great Indian women like Durga Bai Deshmukh, like Captain Lakshmi Sehgal, like Sarojini Naidu, Savitri Bai Phule, Rani Ahilya Bai Holkar, many more Indian administrators and leaders we have in our Indian history. The list is too long as your dreams, as your abilities, your skills and capabilities, your situations and creations of opportunities from the problems. It is all about you, girls. It is all about you. To start the program officially, I request Manav Bansal sir to please get us shower with the Saraswati Ma blessings who sprinkle the light of knowledge and wisdom. I request Manav Bansal sir to start Saraswati Bandana. सरस्वती माँ की कृपा हम पर यूं ही बनी रहे और हम आगे अपने इस पथ पर बढ़ते चले जाएं। ज्ञान के इस पुंज में हम अपने आप को कृतार्थ महसूस करें। Now I request our director sir, Professor Neeraj Singhal ji, to address the students and show the path of corporate thoughts in the humanitic approach. Sir, please, we are waiting for your blessings and addressing to the students.
Thank you, Dr. Nihagal. Honorable VC Professor Sangeeta Shukla ji, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Y. Bimla ji, keynote speaker, Dr. Swati Agrawal ji, Secretary of the event, Dr. Archana Trivedi ji, co-convener Dr. Neha Garg ji, all members of organizing team, all ladies and gentlemen attending the event, and most importantly, close to my heart, my students. My good wishes to you all for International Women's Day. However, we are one day late for this event. I am happy that our Women's Grievance Cell of Sir Chotu Ram Institute of Engineering and Technology has taken initiative to organize such events, especially for women. And this is first event under that banner. My good wishes to you all. G.D. Anderson has said, feminism is not about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It is about changing the way that world perceives that strength. और जहां तक इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट की बात है, आदिकाल से हमारे यहाँ इवन देवलोक में भी मां सरस्वती को विद्या की देवी माना गया है, मां लक्ष्मी को धन की देवी माना गया है और मां दुर्गा को शक्ति की देवी माना गया है। इवन भारत में इस पावन अर्थ को भारत माता का नाम दिया गया है। और अगर कुछ एंशिएंट पीरियड की बात करें तो हमारे यहाँ महान विदुषी महिलाएं हुई हैं, जिसमें से मैत्रेयी, सीता, अनुसुईया, सावित्री, गार्गी, अहिल्या, ये कुछ नाम है। द लिस्ट कंटिन्यूज। और यहाँ से शुरू होके कुछ वर्षों पहले तक लक्ष्मीबाई का नाम बड़े गर्व से लिया जाता है आज भी। और अगर इंडिपेंडेंस की बात करें तो इंदिरा गांधी, निर्मला सीतारमन, नीता अंबानी, प्रियंका चोपड़ा, इंदिरा नूई. There are few names that I'm quoting. The list continues. They have played a major role in the development of the country or the world. The women play a big role in the sustainability of any community. And unfortunately, for so many years, their importance have been overlooked. However, that has been changing due to the empowerment of women in the community as part of the community development process. And nowadays, more and more people are starting to appreciate that, while they are often tasked with just household roles, but they can do a lot more. Today, we find the role of women in different arena around us. Their role as educators, their role in the workforce, their role as role models and caretakers, their role as leaders, their role as volunteers, their role as businesswomen, and their role as activists. The women empowerment helps in boosting the status of women through literacy, education, training, awareness, and creativity. Furthermore, women's empowerment refers to women's ability to make strategic life choices which had been previously denied them. Women empowerment is not a modern concept. Women all over the world, including countries in the South, have been challenging and changing many gender inequalities since the beginning of the history. These struggles have not been supported by many men who have not been outraged at injustice against women. The man is by nature an independent social being and cannot develop, actualize, and objectify himself through labor in isolation from others and from the social empowerment. The men have to interact with others to live well and to achieve more meaningful, sustainable socio-economic development. The relationship between men and women has for a long time been marked by the subordination of one group to the whims and caprices of another. The woman's position being relegated to the background and placed in a dependency position makes it almost difficult, if not impossible, for them to make their own decision on issues and problems to affect them, more especially on reproductive health. Presently, women have more opportunities for education and stronger legal rights in many countries. They are taking leadership roles in local communities and stand at the forefront of peace movement. Perhaps the greatest change will come when women and men agree to work together for gender equality. I complete my address with a small poem. I found it yesterday because I am not able to write the poems, but I keep on collecting where from I get the good poems. लोग सच कहते हैं औरतें बेहद अजीब होती हैं. लोग सच कहते हैं औरतें बेहद अजीब होती हैं. रात भर पूरा सोती नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा जागती रहती हैं. नींद की स्याही में उंगलियों डुबोकर दिन की बही लिखती टटोलती रहती हैं. दरवाजों की कुंडियां, बच्चों की चादर, पति का मन, और जब जागती हैं सुबह तो पूरा नहीं जागती, नींद में ही भागती है. My good wishes to all who are organizing this event, to students. Today, we need to work in a co-learning environment, in an environment where boys and girls, or male and female, work together. They should respect each other because each day is a learning experience. So we must learn from each other how to grow and grow with the institution in which we are working. My good wishes to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your good wishes and blessings for us and for our students. As you said that you are not in the position to write a poem, so मैं सर की बात को पूरा कर देती हूँ कि गर्ल्स के लिए और जो भी यहाँ पर वुमेन्स यहाँ से इस समय इस इवेंट से जुड़ी हुई हैं, उन सबके लिए एक मैसेज है. जीवन की नव गति नव लय हो, तुम खूब खिलो तुम खूब जियो, छू लो नित नए आसमानों को और लिखो नए कीर्तिमानों को. अपने अंतर मन में झांको, खुद को ढूंढो खुद को पालो. जीवन की नव गति नव लय हो, तुम खूब खिलो तुम खूब जियो. And we promise at SCRIT that in CCS University you will find the environment like this. Okay, so now this is the time to have some talks and some important thoughts on the topic we had the seminar of today. We have Dr. Swati Agrawal, Assistant Professor, Institute of Business Studies with us, and she had a teaching connect of more than 10 years with graduates and postgraduate students. She had done her research work on the productivity and satisfaction at workplace. So it would be very important and very thoughtful to you to create some achievements in your future. She had delivered papers and presentations in approx a dozen of seminars and workshops. So now, today, we will have a talk from Swati Agrawal ma'am. Ma'am, we welcome you. Please come and show our path on the topic.
Thank you, Neha ma'am. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Sangeeta Shukla ma'am, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Y. Bimla ma'am, Director, Sir Chotu Ram Engineering College, Dr. Neeraj Singhal sir, Secretary of the program, Dr. Archana Dwivedi ma'am, Co-convener, Dr. Neha Garg ma'am, member of the organizing committee, technical team, faculties, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to be before you all and to talk on a very important topic, women empowerment and community development. It is becoming more special because just after the celebration of the International Women's Day, we are organizing this program. So the theme of the program is women empowerment and community development. Before going further, I would like to draw your attention that what is the meaning of empowerment. Empowerment basically is a process where we are increasing the authority and responsibility of individuals or groups. People generally enjoy their authority, but when it comes to the responsibility part, nobody enjoys because everybody wants to be authoritative. So here empowerment enhances the process where authority would be blended with the responsibility, and we can make our choices, and through the right choices we can transform those choices into desired action. A very important quote, Nari Samajasya Kushal Vastukara. Woman is the skilled architect of the society. Istri Samaj ki Kushal Vastukar hai. Before going further, I would like to share a very heart-touching incident which I overheard on one YouTube when Smriti Irani was organizing a program on women empowerment. So they were the achievers of their fields. So one lady, she was from the rural background. So everyone was asking that what we should give in your introduction. So you brief us that. That lady was uh, confident enough, but she said that in my introduction you mentioned, especially you quote this line कि ये वो औरत है जिसने अपनी बेटी को मारने की विफल कोशिश करी. Then the whole team and the Smriti Irani asked, this is a very bitter line you said about yourself, and we cannot quote this line in your introduction. She said, no, it is a very important line because I did this exercise because when after my marriage I was having two daughters, and when she was expecting the third one, तो उसके husband ने उसको बोला कि this time if it's gonna be a daughter then don't come back to the home. So after the delivery it was again a girl. So she was in a thought process. तो hospital में उस lady का भाई आता है and वो उसको communicate करता है that I had a talk with the lady's husband and he is saying कि भाई तुम इसको मार दो और उसके बाद अपनी दोनों बेटियों के साथ you can get back to the home. तो वो लेडी डिसाइड करती है कि चलो मैं अब इस काम को करती हूँ. तो वो ठंड में अपनी बेटी को एक चारपाई पे लिटा देती है और घर की चौखट पर बैठ जाती है और वो इंतज़ार करती है कि भाई ठंड से शायद मेरा बच्चा मर जाए. उसके अंदर एक दुविधा थी, वो बहुत डिप्रेस थी, लेकिन वो शी वाज हेल्पलेस क्योंकि शी नेवर अंडरस्टैंड the power and the strength of a woman. वो उसको realize उसने की ही नहीं थी और वो अपने आप को बहुत डिपेंडेंट मान रही थी अपने हस्बैंड पे। तो जब सुबह का टाइम आता है, 4 बजते हैं, 5 बजते हैं, वो डरते हुए अपनी बेटी के पास जाती है और वो मन में मान चुकी होती है कि ये मर चुकी है। बट द मोमेंट शी सॉ दैट टाइम हर डॉटर, वो पूरी नीली पड़ चुकी थी लेकिन वो जिंदा थी। देन द थॉट केम इनटू हर माइंड कि जब ये मौत से लड़ सकती है तो क्या मैं एक अपने मंद बुद्धि पति से नहीं लड़ सकती? So that is the empowerment. It means by birth there was no motivational lecture for that lady. She was not into school. There was no support for her. It is the internal strength that she realized that particular moment कि अगर ये मौत से लड़ सकती है तो मैं अपने पति से क्यों नहीं लड़ सकती? There are so many instances regarding the atrocities on the women. But once we realize the power which is within, we can conquer the whole world. Once Sushmita Sen said, she was Miss Universe 1994 and she needs no introduction. The origin of a child is the mother, a woman. She shows a man what sharing, caring and loving is all about. This is the essence of a woman. But what happens? The sharing, caring and loving. We give these all things to the other members of the family, other part of the family, to society, but we neglect ourselves. So this is special quote suggests us that first we need to think about ourselves. If we are self-developed, if we love ourselves, then only we can contribute more and our output would be better. As yesterday we celebrated the International Women's Day, so the very important day. Every day is a Women's Day. Every day is a Happy Women's Day, and it is not a debatable issue, and we just not think that only a particular day we should celebrate, because early in the morning we need our mother. Without her, any activity cannot be performed. So girls should be strong, girls should be independent, girls should be bold, and they must be passionate about themselves. Once Bhimrao Ambedkar said, I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Women's achievement is a very talk about issue. What kind of empowerment? Empowerment, the spiritual empowerment, the participation, their political participation, their social interaction, the equal opportunities we should provide for education. There should not be gender biasness. And when it comes to the economic strength, they should be financially independent, because if they're financially independent, automatically it will give them to take the right decision power. Women empowerment has basically the 5 components. One is women's sense of self-worth. Self-worth is it seems to be a very small word, but generally we are unable to calculate our self-worth. And maybe the society around us, they never give us time so that we can think about what I am, what I can be, and what are my capacities and what I can achieve. So it is our own responsibility as a woman that we should know our self-worth. We generally talk about, we say to our kids, my daughter is the best, my son is the best one, you can do it, you can achieve good marks, you can score good marks, and you can win gold medal. So we can deliver lectures to others, but when it comes to the self-worth, there we are not thinking about that issue. Our right to have and to determine choices. Basically what's been happening, that my husband wants this, so I am going for this particular thing. My father decided this particular thing, so I am moving ahead in the same direction. Now it's my son and the other family members. So my capacity of making choices is reducing day by day. Who will tell you? It's only you, and you have to think about your own rights. When it comes to the opportunities and resources, opportunity leans on the door once, so you have to use that wisely. And generally when the opportunities comes, we either neglect them because we are actually busy in making others' career. So we should think about ourselves Nobody is there who will think about the women of the society. It is we only. The right to have the power to control their own lives, both within and outside the home. First, when we are talking about outside the home or within the home, it is only our own within where we need to think that it is me, it's my power, and I need to control my power according to my style, according to my choice. Once we have this kind of a sound thought process, then only we can live a better life inside the house and outside the house. We have the ability to influence the direction of a social change. Why the social change? Because a mother is the first teacher of any kid. Because as a boy or a girl, they take admission around 4 years of age. So during that 4 years of duration, only the mother is the one, she is the first teacher of the kid. So by we can create a great social change if we realize our own power. Uh, See, women are genetically empowered, but even then there are seminars that why we need women empowerment. So there are so many parameters for that, and it is because women is a very important part of the society, but the whole society except the women, they are governed by the other parts of the society. They are not the governing bodies of themselves. This is the basic problem. The one basic problem which we are still facing even in the 21st century, that is gender discrimination. And government is doing so many exercises to reduce it, but on a very practical way, on the ground level, still gender discrimination is there. Women education, the maybe the problem is because in the rural areas there is no junior high school. So after the 8th class, if they want further education, either they go to the adjacent village or they need to move to the city. And generally because of the less paying capacity, and because of the big family size, and because of the less finances, the family members generally they ask that girl should stop for the education. So that is the one very important reason that they are unable to take the education. Female infanticide, it should be banned, and it is banned by the government, but still these malpractices are happening in our country. Dowry, I don't understand that the education is the best gift which any parent can give to her daughter. But still, those persons who are influential, well educated, they have a name in the society, they can create an example by not providing the dowry so that the other classes can also follow. But there is a reverse pattern. Those who are influential, those who are the part of this elite class society, and those who are having the good paying capacity, they are more into the dowry because it's a kind of a showbiz. So the message to stop dowry is a complete failure in Indian scenario. People are still fighting on the marriage issue that it is of same caste, child marriage is there, and honor killing is there. And we talk about the atrocities on women, raped, kicked, killed, subdued, the whole newspaper every day. If you go through the newspaper, these are the main news which we are encountering every day. A need for women empowerment. uh, we are deprived of decision making power because we are not financially independent. So even if we want to buy small stuff, we need to urge to the person who is managing our finances. Freedom of movement, that is not there because once you are married and you are in the periphery of the home, so the other members of the society, other member of the family, they can freely move. So that is the reason they have freeze your movement. Access to education, it is one primary problem which I have already discussed. Access to employment, there is one word which is the feminization in agriculture. See, in rural area, in rural India, the women's participation in agricultural work is very high. And now we have derived this term feminization because the male members are moving towards the city for extra income. But when if we count the income as the father's income or the income of that male member, although that lady has contributed early in the morning, she is going to the field and she is also maintaining the household chores, but when it comes to the income, it is the income of the male member of the family. So access to employment, like their work is not recognized, then there is less exposure to media, and they are actually facing the domestic violence, and just to maintain the dignity of the family and the legacy of the family, they are keeping mum, and they are not exposing what's been happening to them. These are the areas, these are the arenas where women must raise their voice. So for that, they basically need the uh, motivation. Now I am describing the 6S for women empowerment. शिक्षा, education, स्वास्थ्य, health, स्वावलंबन, self-reliance, सामाजिक न्याय, justice, संवेदना, sensitivity, समता, equality. If we talk about these 6 parameters, I don't think any single parameter where we can say that the society or the government efforts or the efforts made by the woman itself, we can even rate 5 out of 10. Girls are moving ahead in their educational part, but still the ratio is very less. When it comes to the health, they themselves responsible because they are feeding the whole family and not taking the nutritive food. So on the health part, even maybe 4 out of 10. Self-reliance, the whole family is dependent on this lady, and she is always considered as that she is not self-reliant. She can be only self-reliant if she is managing her own finances and she is financially independent. Once she is financially independent, automatically she will gain confidence, and which will be very helpful. Justice, justice, education, health, self-reliance, inequality, gender biasness. I think this fourth one, there is no need to discuss. There is a big zero on this particular part, and that is the main reason that today we are discussing about this women empowerment, sensitivity and equality. Even in the 21st century, we are fighting for equality, and we want the members of the society, especially the male members of the society, that please be sensitive towards us. Now we'll discuss the changes of an empowered woman. Improves personal knowledge. If you improve your knowledge part, if you read a lot, if you keep yourself updated, it will improve your personal knowledge. And once you attain the knowledge, you can utilize that for your development. Self-defining power, we are talking about that woman by birth, the most powerful one. But I think they need every day they need motivational speech, either by the mother, by the sister, by their husbands, or the male part of the society. So self-defining power, where you are evolving your own personality. Authenticity and creativity, that is the natural quality which a woman have. So we should need that wisely, but because of the societal pressure, we are doing the ordinary jobs, and in spite of being unhappy, we are not finding any way to go ahead. Physical strength, we are not taking nutritive food. It is according to one survey that the hemoglobin in women, that is very less because they are not taking the nutritive diet. They are providing food, they are cooking food, and on this particular part, to manage their physical strength, they need to work out themselves. Equality, we should fight for our equal rights, And in our mindset, we must think, yes, we are equal, and constantly, wherever we realize that there is any sort of discrimination, we must raise our voice. Mutuality in relationships, it is a give and take relationship. If you respect other, you will get respected. If someone is disrespecting you, you need to counter, and you show them that you are perfect in the art of fighting back. You are no lesser than anyone in the world. Economic independence is a very good parameter. Once we attain that, it will improve our confidence. It will improve our power of decision making. It will help in ourselves in defining what we are. Freedom from oppression. Anyone who wants freedom, he will be society will not allow you for freedom. It is a basic nature of the society. They want to enjoy the freedom, but when any other one, even even in the organization, the leader wants to be the leader all the time. They never want to miss this opportunity because they have enjoyed it. So freedom is not, I think it is a very expensive thing. So if you're demanding, you first deserve, then desire, and make yourself so much improved that automatically you can get this sort of freedom and no one can dare to stop you. Having political power in the society, it is very important, because if you are politically sound and if you are representing women in parliament or in the assembly, it will certainly improve the condition of the women in the society. If we talk about the advantages of the women empowerment, I must say it is the advantages not only in the favor of the women, but for the whole society. Because our empowered woman, an intelligent woman, when she's taking care of the family and she's helping in the upbringing of the kids, certainly she will inculcate all the qualities in their kids, the in the son as well as in the daughter. So when the daughter, she would be married and she'll be having kids, she will inculcate the same qualities in their kids. So slowly and steadily it will create a big difference. Next generation will be empowered because of her, as I discussed. If a woman will be empowered, she will not be a burden to anyone. Woman actually was never and will never be a burden on anyone. It is a myth which is prevailed in the society. And if we are financially independent, we can support the finances or the expenditure of the family, and it will certainly improve our capabilities and our image in the society as a whole. Financial burden of a man can be shared with her support. That's true. Family can be more strong because of both working hands. When financial problems will be shared, then the results of conflict. See, those who are financially independent, they take their own decisions, and it reduces the conflict, because that time you are not demanding money from anyone. We have so many examples of the empowered women in our country. Barkha Dutt is one of them. She is a well-known journalist, and she is associated with Hindustan Times. And Barkha Dutt was born in New Delhi to SP Dutt, an official in Air India, and and Prabha Dutt, who was a well-known journalist. So her mother inculcated the qualities in Barkha Dutt. So the next generation is also benefited. These are the strongest ladies: Sonia Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, Sheila Dikshit, Madam Kiran. Sakshi Malik and Deepak Karmakar is from the field of sports. Women artists and entertainers: Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle. One very important story I want to share, the Lijjat Papat story. Jayanti Ben Popat, she was a Gujarati, and because of the financial crisis, with the help of the seven illiterate and poor women, they borrowed rupees 80 and they started a business in 1959. In that particular year, in the first year, their turnover was very less. It was 6,000, around 6,000. And today it's went up to 300 crore in the 4 decades. And today, 42,000 women on its revolutionary march, they're associated with that. So nothing is impossible. If we try to come forward, certainly we will make our own path. Here are the things where we can say how we can empower the woman. We must improve women's mobility and social interaction, because when we are interacting with someone, it improves our thought process and it helps us to get the knowledge and the information and new ideas. Changes in the women's labor patterns, they must be equally paid, and government is doing their best in this sector. Change in women's access to and control over resources. See, I think female are the one, those who are the deprived of many things. As a mother, or I have observed that we cook food for others in the family, and generally when at the time when we have to take the meal, we compromise over that. We are feeding the family members, we are feeding the societies, but when we are arranging our own plate, that time I don't know why we compromise over there. So control over resources by the women and by the society, I think we must be generous in that. Change in women's control over decision. Generally, in many of the families, even the male member or the society, they hardly take the advice of the woman or their suggestions. They never ask. I think as a woman, we should ensure our participation in that, because you are a very prominent member of the family and you are the pivot of the family. Without you, they cannot survive. So if they are giving you your rights positively, you enjoy that. If not, then you must be having the power to snatch that. There are certain ways we are talking about to empower women, providing education. Every female, every mother must ensure the education of her daughter. Self-employment and self-help groups are working for this mission, and we must get the knowledge and associate ourselves into that. Providing minimum needs like nutrition, health, sanitation, housing. If we find that there is any woman in the society who is lacking in these things, as a female, it is a moral responsibility to provide the minimum needs and to upgrade that individual. Our small efforts can create big difference. Other than the society should change the mentality towards the word women. I don't understand when it comes to men and women why there is a discrimination that she is the ablanari of the society. I believe that in today's time that we are giving the seminars to empower women, and I believe that we must organize seminars for the male members of the society how to deal with this empowered woman, because when is sharing the finances, they are enjoying, they are very happy, because that woman is sharing the burden, the financial burden, the social burden, that time they are enjoying. But when she is saying yes, she is a prominent part of the family, she has some sense of the self worth, or she wants equality. I don't know why their mentality towards the word woman is like, no, you are the inferior part. Even in yesterday's International Women's Day celebration, our Honorable VC stated that we are having XS chromosome and we are having one strand extra. So by birth, we are the strongest one. And I vividly remember one incident that someone quoted because of this poor mentality that in the society जो लड़कियां हैं, जो वाइफ्स हैं, वो अपने हस्बैंड के थोड़े पीछे चलती हैं, तो तभी इसको ऐसा कंसिडर किया जाता है द मेल शोविनिज्म, द इंटरप्रिटेशन फ्रॉम देयर साइड इज कि भाई लड़के थोड़े सुपीरियर हैं, वो हस्बैंड थोड़ा सुपीरियर है तो वाइफ थोड़ा पीछे चल रही है क्योंकि वो उससे थोड़ा सेकंड पोजीशन पर आती है, इंफीरियर है और सेकेंडरी है। लेकिन वो पीछे इसलिए चलती है कि जब वो निर्बल आदमी कहीं डगमगाएगा तो एक सबल औरत पीछे से उसे संभाल लेगी। सो दिस मेंटालिटी टुवर्ड्स द वर्ड वुमेन वी नीड टू चेंज, encouraging women to develop in their fields they are good at and make career। अपने बच्चों का करियर एक औरत ही बनाती है तो अपना खुद का क्यों नहीं बना सकती। डोंट थिंक दैट शी इज that her sacrifice shows that she is not having the potential or she is incapable। you are incapable, because if she is not in your life, then without her, a hero is zero. So always believe in the power of the women. Last but not the least, if I talk about the what is the crux of the whole lecture is, women represent half of the world's population, and gender inequality exists in every nation on the planet. We must eradicate it, especially in India, as we were on the mission of the polio eradication. It's like the gender inequality mission. This must be eradicated. Until women are given the same opportunities that men are, entire societies will be destined to perform below their true potentials. We are not if we are not utilizing the potential of the women, it is not only the loss of the females, it is the loss of the entire society, it is the loss of the nation. And one greatest revolution we need, the social attitude towards the women, that must be improved. See, in the ancient times, we have Rani Lakshmibai, Jijabai, Pannadhai. There are so many very famous and renowned ladies who contribute towards the society. It means initially our society, in spite of a patriarchal society, women were having their desired contribution in that. But slowly and gradually it was reduced. So I think even if we follow the older system, old pattern of education and old system of women's participation, we can improve the condition of the women in today's society. Now, after the presentation, I would like, if anyone is having any query and they want to ask any question, I'm ready for that. Please do ask.
Ma'am, what is the role of leadership in empowerment women?
Leadership in empowering the women. It is a very nice question. See, I believe that women are the best leaders, and I am very happy to say this, that even in our university, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sangeeta Shukla ma'am, and our Pro Vice Chancellor, Y. Vimla ma'am, they are the best example of the leadership, and they are the true representation of an empowered woman. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask one question, please. That we are living in this Indian traditional society. In present time, we also give priority to the boys, not the girls. So my question is it, how can we fight against gender inequality?
Thank you for the question. Ma'am, gender inequality, as I mentioned, it should be eradicated like we have eradicated polio in India. The basic parameters are, we should focus on girls' education. We should provide good opportunities and platform for employment. We should end the violence and the assault which girls are facing, and we should promote our girls for education. I think if we work on the educational aspect and on the mentality of the male members, so we can overcome this gender inequality part. Although a lot of need to be done, but yes, we can, if we start these things from our homes itself, probably we will achieve our mission one day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your informative lecture. It is very meaningful for us. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you, everyone.
चलती रहेगी।
Thank you so much, Swati ma'am. I think no one has more questions about the presentation and it is very much clear to all. Thank you, Dr. Swati Agrawal, ma'am, to make us so deeper and understand about the topic. Her examples, I personally think that they are from the actual life of the women's and their explanation is creative enough and her quotes are actually simple but effective and that will definitely be benefit for our students. As she has mentioned all the creative aspects of the woman, whether it is the power of strength, whether it is the power of finance, whether it is the power of wisdom and knowledge, and uh, and with the all these aspects, even though she has mentioned all the karmanist, dhairyavan, and jnanashil women in the quotes of and the examples of her presentation. Now, so, as we have this basic thing, we are very much clear about the thought that what is actually the feminism we talk about. Because Naritva wo hai, which is all about the creativity. Naritva wo hai, which is all about the innovation, which is actually about the cooperation with the win-win situation, and which is actually about the optimum utilization of the opportunities to make the opportunities out of problems. और इसी के साथ में जब हम इसको sum up करते हैं, it is actually about the happiness. Happiness to the girl, happiness to the family, happiness to all the members of the society. So, ये जो चरित्र से परिपूर्ण नारी शक्ति अपने इस कार्य को करने चली है, जब आप लोग एज अ स्टूडेंट कहीं एडमिशन लेते हैं, किसी एक ड्रीम को लेकर इंस्टीट्यूट में आते हैं, तो मैं ये मान सकती हूँ कि यू आर नॉट द पर्सन who want to live in isolation. You want to glow. You want to explore your opportunities. You want to come true to your dreams. You want that something is there which you can do and only you can do. No one is there who can do that thing to the society. This is you. And for that, I must say that you have to work hard and as well as work smart. It is not all about that you are studying for 12 hours or for 14 hours. No, it is all about that you are planning for that. You have planned your future. You have set your goals and you have made prioritizing of your goals in your life. What you want to achieve first and what is the secondary things. As well as please make sure that you should have a B plan with you always. Please go for one plan, two plan, B plan, C plan with you because it is not fixed with the situation, with the time. Sometimes, basically with the exam time, it happens that आप प्लान करते हैं कि आप लास्ट टाइम पर ये वाला एक पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर वी विल स्टडी एट दैट टाइम. So please don't do that thing because you don't know what will happen at that time. So please be prepared, prioritize your goal, achieve your goal, and prove the society that you are the one who can contribute the things which no one can else done. So thank you, beautiful ladies. And now I welcome Dr. Archana Trivedi to give vote of thanks to Vision. Archana ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Neha Garwal. I am Dr. Archana Trivedi. Wish you a very good morning to all. I wish good morning to Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam, Pro Vice Chancellor Madam, Director Sir, faculty members, and all my dear friends and students. It is a great honor to propose my vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this webinar successful. First of all, I would like to propose my heartily vote of thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam TCS University Meerut, Professor Sangeeta Shukla Madam, for her valuable presence in this webinar. It is a matter of pleasure for us that such a great and academic personality is our Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, Madam, for your blessings. I would like to propose my vote of thanks to our Pro Vice Chancellor, CCS University Meerut, Professor Y. Vimla Madam, for her motivation and guidance. Thank you so much, Madam, for your love and support. I would like to say that our Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellor is the best example of women empowerment. I would like to express my profound gratitude to Director SCRIT Meerut, who always motivate to organize such an academic activities and programs. In his supervision and guidance, we organized such a wonderful webinar in a short time. Thank you so much, sir, for your moral support and guidance. I would like to express my vote of thanks to our keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Swati Agarwal, for making excellent presentation and making this webinar interesting and meaningful. Thank you so much, Madam. Once again, such a wonderful and informative lecture on the topic, role of women empowerment and community development. I also express my vote of thanks to the committee members of Women's Cell, SCRIT, Dr. Shashi, Dr. Neha Garg, Ms. Neela, Ms. Rupal Chaudhary, and Ms. Rashmi Chaudhary. Thank you all for your coordination and cooperation to make this webinar successful. Thank you so much to all. I propose my vote of thanks to Technical Supervision Committee, Mr. Arpit Jhabda, Technical Head, and his team, Ms. Ritu Sharma, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, Mr. DP Singh, Mr. Vijay Gupta, Ms. Kanchan Verma, Ms. Gunjan Malviya. Thank you so much, all the technical team members, for your cooperation, coordination, and support. Thank you so much. Without you, it is not possible. I express my special thanks to Dr. Manav Bansal sir and Dr. Pankaj Kumar sir. Finally, I express my vote of thanks to all my dear friends and wonderful students who have turned up in such a great number from all the departments. Thank you so much for your cooperation, support, coordination, and to join this webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your support, coordination.
Thank you. My good wishes to all once again.
All are requested to please leave the meeting. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Archana ma'am. Now I request Dr. Manav Bansal for the national anthem. Please be stand at your place and show your respect for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Thank you so much for being here. We will meet again soon. Thank you so much, everyone. I am ending the meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you, Manav sir.